All right, let's dive right into this explainer. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by modern digital marketing, a new algorithm update every single week, a rotating cast of social platforms, just endless buzzwords, you are definitely in the right place. It honestly feels like you're constantly playing catch up, right? Well, today we're going to simplify the whole shebang. We're stripping away the jargon to look at the absolute core of what actually makes people connect, engage, and ultimately buy. Our roadmap today is super straightforward. We'll hit the origins of marketing, the foundational principles, traditional versus digital marketing, the ADA model, and finally, the modern digital landscape. Let's get to it.
Section 1, the origins of marketing. Because to truly grasp where we're going in this crazy, fast-paced digital age, we've got to understand where it all began.
Take a look at this classic advertising pillar from Berlin. Long before smartphones were practically glued to our hands, marketers were already finding incredibly innovative ways to capture public attention. Before the internet, before TV, or even radio, people still had to exchange value. Exploring these roots is absolutely crucial for some historical perspective. Sure, the mediums looked totally different back then. Think of town criers shouting in a medieval square, or these massive stone pillars fighting for the attention of passersby, pretty much exactly like a modern pop-up ad does today. The tech has evolved, but that fundamental drive to solve a problem and grab fleeting attention, exactly the same.
Following this timeline, it's fascinating to see how business approaches have shifted. Back in the pre-18th century during the Industrial Revolution, we were in the production era. Companies just wanted to make goods as cheaply and efficiently as possible because demand was way higher than supply. If you made it, it sold. Simple. Then, in the post-WW2 boom, we hit the sales era. Think Mad Men. Heavy, aggressive advertising trying to persuade people to buy stuff they didn't really need. By the 1960s, businesses got a bit smarter and built dedicated marketing departments to actually research the market. But today, we're in the marketing concept era. With the internet, consumers have endless choices right at their fingertips. You can't just push a product anymore. Today is entirely about creating real value and building long-term relationships rather than just forcing a quick one-time sale. Moving on to Section 2, the foundational principles. And what's really wild here is that despite centuries of massive technological leaps, the bedrock principles of human connection haven't changed a bit. Okay, when you read a definition like this one, talking about executing conceptions and organizational objectives, it sounds incredibly complex, right? Academic giants like Philip Kotler, Kevin Keller, or the AMA love these dense, jargon-heavy definitions. It kind of makes the whole industry feel like this exclusive, walled garden. But if you strip away all that corporate speak, every single textbook definition is pointing to the exact same goal. Boil all that academic stuff down, and the crucial takeaway is simply this. Marketing is the mutual exchange of value. Think about your local coffee shop. You desperately need caffeine, maybe a quick bite, and a quiet spot to work. The owner has the beans, the pastries, the Wi-Fi, and they need revenue to keep the lights on. You buy a latte, and boom, both of you walk away highly satisfied. You built a relationship, solved a problem, and generated profit. That mutual exchange is the beating heart of all marketing, whether it's happening right across a physical counter or thousands of miles away on an app. Now, to actually make that exchange happen, marketers have historically leaned on the 4 Ps. This is your core toolkit. Let's say you're launching a brand new running sneaker. First, you absolutely need the right product, a super comfortable shoe runners actually want. Second, the right price, premium quality but still accessible. Third, the right place. Are you in niche running boutiques or selling direct to consumer online? And lastly, promotion. How are you communicating this? Maybe through running influencers. If even one of these pillars is off, say the shoe is amazing but the price is totally astronomical, the whole exchange falls apart. Fast forward to the 1960s, and Jerome McCarthy expanded this into the 7 Ps, which are honestly so relevant for businesses today. To those original 4, we add people, your well-trained, empathetic customer service team. Then there's process, the actual mechanics. Is your online checkout seamless, or does it take 10 frustrating clicks? And finally, physical evidence. This one is huge. For a brick and mortar, it's a clean, welcoming storefront versus a messy one. Online, it's a sleek, trustworthy website versus something that looks like it was built in 1999. The 7 Ps prove that a holistic, delightful customer experience is just as vital as the product itself. All right, Section 3, traditional versus digital marketing. So what happens when we take these timeless psychological principles and throw them onto the internet? This side-by-side comparison really hits the nail on the head as to why digital marketing is an absolute game changer, especially for small and medium enterprises. Traditional stuff, like renting a highway billboard or buying TV spots, can be insanely expensive. You're broadcasting to a broad, local audience, and frankly, it's super hard to measure. With a billboard, you're essentially just paying and praying the right person drives by. Digital marketing flips that entirely. You get global reach at a much lower, flexible cost. But the real kicker? Real-time measurability. Unlike that billboard, you know exactly how many people saw your digital ad, who clicked, what they bought, and your exact ROI, literally in seconds.
Which brings us to Section 4, the ADA model. Because here's a crucial warning. Having the best digital tools and mountains of data doesn't mean a thing if your message fundamentally doesn't connect.
The ADA model is the psychological journey every single customer takes. It's so brilliantly simple, and it can sell literally anything. Imagine you're just mindlessly scrolling Instagram. Suddenly, a bright, fast-paced video grabs your attention, breaking that scroll. Once you've stopped, it has to build interest. Maybe a subhead pops up about that chronic lower back pain you've been having. Now that you're hooked, it transitions into desire by explaining exactly how this new posture corrector will solve your daily pain. Finally, the action, a clear, unmissable buy now button. It's a seamless, predictable, psychological path from the very first glance straight to the credit card details. Finally, Section 5, the digital landscape. Armed with our history, the 7 Ps, and the ADA model, we are ready to actually conquer the modern web. Marketers absolutely love inventing new buzzwords. If you dive into the source material, there are literally over 51 types of digital marketing out there right now. Affiliate marketing, content marketing, guerrilla, neuromarketing, voice marketing, it's a lot. And while it is incredibly overwhelming to hear about all these specialized tactics, just remember the secret we've been uncovering this whole time. They are all just modern vehicles for the exact same core principles. No matter the platform, it is still entirely about facilitating that mutual exchange of value. So if you're an SME owner, what do? You definitely don't try to master all 51 types. The biggest trap is trying to be everywhere at once and spreading your budget way too thin. Instead, black out the noise and focus purely on setting one specific measurable goal. Do you want to dramatically boost brand awareness, generate highly qualified leads for your email list, or drive direct sales on your e-commerce store? Pick your primary goal, execute it brilliantly through the ADA funnel, and choose the one channel that best helps you facilitate that exchange of value. Looking ahead, we're stepping into what's known as Marketing 5.0. This brings together awe-inspiring tools, predictive marketing, advanced contextual targeting, even fully augmented reality experiences. The sheer power of this tech is breathtaking. But notice that the ultimate goal hasn't shifted an inch. Technology is only useful in marketing when it connects people with other people more effectively. No matter how advanced the algorithms get, your success will still rely entirely on understanding the living, breathing human being on the other side of that screen.
So here's the real secret. Digital marketing, with all its flashing lights, wild algorithms, and deep analytics, is really just the newest way to tell the oldest story of human commerce. You've got the foundations now. You understand the mutual exchange of value, the 7 Ps, and the psychological AIDA journey. The algorithms will keep changing, the platforms will definitely keep evolving, but human nature? It won't. So when you log on to launch your next campaign, ask yourself, are you just blindly chasing metrics, or are you actually creating a valuable, meaningful human connection? Take these principles, apply them to your goals, and go build some real relationships today.